Hello, Year 4. This is Wednesday's maths lesson. So we're just going to kickstart with a calculation starter and we're going to do division today. So on the left-hand side of this page, you will see some division questions, and I need you to fill out what's underneath the orange box. And these division questions will be based on your times tables. So just think about your times tables and use that to help you answer them. The ones on the right, which says challenge, these questions would probably need to be answered by using bus stop method. Now, Mrs. Poles has done a video on how to do the bus stop method. So if you need a bit of reminding, go and watch Mrs. Poles' video. It is on our home learning page. If not, give it a go. Right, pause the video now and do the calculation starter. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, welcome back if you've done the calculation starter. So, 48 divided by 6 is 8. 56 divided by 7 is 8. And as you might notice here, 6 times 8 equals 48. 7 times 8 equals 56. Okay, next question. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 42 divided by something equals 6. 7. So 42 divided by 7 equals 6. Then 81 divided by 9 equals 9. Now, massive well done if you had a go at the challenge. Good job if you went and watched Mrs. Poles' video and had a go at it. So 678 divided by 3 equals 226. And then 78 divided by 6 is 13. Massive well done. Okay. So we're going to move on to fractions now. And I've heard that some of you are finding fractions a little bit tricky. And fractions is challenging, but I believe that you're all doing an absolutely amazing job with this. Remember to use BBC Bite Size if you need to some clarification on some things. And the lovely Mrs. Poles is going to do some videos on how to just a little bit further information on fractions for you. So she'll go through equivalent fractions and the stuff that we have covered this week and last week. So don't forget to check those out if you need a bit more support with that. But today we are adding and subtracting fractions. So I know that quite a lot of Year 4 are pretty awesome at this. So if you find this really, really easy and simple, then maybe revise over what we did yesterday and the day before. Just go over those lessons again, really make yourself feel confident in it. If you're not too sure, just carry on with this lesson and have a go at the worksheet. So, adding fractions. On the screen, I have got 2 quarters, add 1 quarter. I want to find out what that equals together. So, underneath my fractions, I have got 2 cakes. So, under 2 quarters, I have got a cake and I have split it into quarters. Now, I wonder if you could write down or shout out, why have I split this cake into quarters? Why not thirds? Why not fifths? Why have I done it in quarters? So massive well done if you wrote down or said that I have split it into quarters because my denominator is quarters, and that is what I need to split my cake into. So it's our denominator that always tells us what we need to split the cake or the bar into. Now, my numerator tells me how many pieces I'm going to shade in. If it's a cake, you can imagine as that's how many pieces I am going to eat. So in this case, I'm going to eat 2 quarters of this cake. So I'm going to shade in 2, like so. So you can imagine that I have just come along and I have eaten 2 pieces of this cake. And I want to add 1 quarter to it because I'm still a bit hungry. I've eaten my 2 quarters. I want to eat another quarter. So again, on the shape underneath, I'm going to colour in 1/4. Now I am full. Now I'm going to add how many pieces I have eaten. So I've eaten 1, 2, 3. Now that is my numerator. Sorry, my numerator is how many pieces I have eaten. Sorry, just make that a bit bigger. I wonder if you can tell me what my denominator will be. Now, in this case, my denominator will stay the same. So it will just be 4. I've eaten 3/4 of this cake. Let me just add the little thing underneath. So 2/4 add 1/4 equals 3/4. Now with adding and subtracting, my denominator always stays the same. It is my numerators, in this case, being added. So 2 add 1 equals 3. My denominator just stays the same. Okay, this one, subtract fractions. So you might know that my denominator needs to stay the same. So I'm going to put my denominator in as 7, because I know that needs to stay the same. And it is literally just 4 take away 2. So I'm just going to show you using the bar model. So I've got the bar underneath 4/7. I am going to colour in 4 of them. And a massive well done if you knew that already. 2, 3, 4. So you can imagine this as a piece of chocolate. And Miss Long has come along and eaten 4 pieces out of your 7 pieces of chocolate. That's very greedy of Miss Long, isn't it? Okay, now I'm going to show you on the screen. Okay, let's make myself bigger for this bit, shall we? There we go. So I have got a strip of paper here, and I have split my strip of paper into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I split it into 7ths. Now my question was 4/7 take away 2/7. So I'm going to shade in 4/7. Like so. So you can see that there 4 of them are purple, just like it was on the screen. Now I want to take away 2 of them. I'm going to put a big cross through 2 of them and see how many I've got left over and shaded. Like so. There we go. And now I've got 2 still shaded in. Okay, so my answer is now going to be 2/7. Let's write that in. There we go. So 4/7 take away 2/7 equals 2/7. You can, if you need a bit more support with our subtracting fractions or adding fractions, grab a strip of paper. You're going to split your piece of paper into whatever your denominator is. And you're going to shade in accordingly. And if it's taken away, put big crosses through it and take them away and see how many you've got left. And that will give you the answer. Or in this case, you could just do 4 take away 2, which equals 2. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so you might come across, oh goodness, can I get my words out? You might come across a question that looks like this. So you just got 3 fractions in this case that you need to add together. Same process, we're just going to add them all together. So why don't you pause the video now and have a go at this question, and I'll go through the answers in a moment. Okay, welcome back and welcome, well done for giving it a go. Goodness, I'm struggling with my words right now. Okay, so well done. If you remember, my denominator stays the same, and my denominator is 7. So 7ths we are using now. Let's do that. And I need to find out what my numerator is going to be. So I'm just going to add my numerators here. 2 add 3 equals 5. Add 1 equals 6. So my answer is 6/7. Fantastic. Well done if you got that correct. Now let's have a look what's underneath my orange box. Here we go. You might come across can't get the word across out. You might come across some questions like this in your maths worksheet today. So we need to find out what the missing fraction here is. Now you can do this in 2 different ways. We know that my denominator is going to be 10 because my denominator always stays the same. So you can add your denominator in there. And then we can find out what I need to add to 7 to equal 9. So I could just count up and I could go, okay, I've got 7, 8, 9. It's 2. Okay. Whoops. So 7 tenths add 2 tenths equals 9 tenths. You can also do it as my denominator staying the same, and you could do 9 subtract 7. So you could do the opposite to add. The 9 subtract 7 is 2, and that would be the difference between those two numbers. So well done if you've got that correct. Okay, absolutely smashing your maths today. Well done, everybody. You also, just another method on how to solve adding and subtracting fractions is you can use number lines to help you with this. So on my screen, I've got 17 elevenths, take away 9 elevenths. Now we know what my denominator is going to be, so shout out for me. Well done if you said 11. It's always going to be 11. Okay, so I'll just draw that along. And if you have a look at my number line starts at 6 elevenths and ends at 17 elevenths. Okay, so I don't need to start from 1 11th. You could start wherever really, but I got 17 elevenths and I'm going to take away 9 elevenths from it. So you can do it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which lands on 8 elevenths. Or you can jump to the next multiple of 10 and you know you've taken away 7. And then you're going to jump to 8 because you know you've got 2 left. So be 8 elevenths, and you can use number lines to help you with that. My advice is to use whichever method you feel comfortable doing. You don't have to use them all, just use whichever one you feel you can do. I normally, how I add and subtract my fractions is I'll write my denominator in because my denominator will always be the same. And then I just, in this case, subtract the numerators, or I add the numerators together. And we're pretty cracking at our adding and subtracting. So I'm sure you're going to absolutely smash today's lesson. Now, if you feel that this, have a go at the worksheet. And if you want a bit more sort of challenge today, there is a challenge sheet as well attached to the add and subtraction fractions worksheet as well. But go back to yesterday's Monday's lesson, because I do know that those 2 lessons were very challenging, and sometimes you might just want to be a bit more confident with it. Okay, just to really consolidate those fractions. So good luck. Have an amazing time doing the worksheets. Remember to keep going over previous lessons' works to build your confidence with it. And remember to check out Mrs. Poll's calculation section on our home learning page, where she'll be putting some fraction type questions up, and she'll be explaining it a little bit further to you on how to solve some tricky fraction calculations. Okay, have a good day, everybody. See you later.